Dobry wieczór Państwu. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. I hope and I believe that it is going to be a very unusual evening. And there is many reasons for it. First of all, we have two heroes, Irena Sendler and Jan Karski. And then we have a people who are working on dialogue, which is very difficult, as you know. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to welcome particularly the Polish Jewish Dialogue Committee, who is formed in part by one of the branches of the Polish American Congress, Downstate New York Division, and in a part by Queens Jewish Historical Society. I would also like to express my appreciation for the representatives of both organizations for their dedication to their noble mission. And I welcome all friends, my personal friends and friends of Poland, friends of Jews, friends of people who are working so hard with different organizations for the peace, for the reconciliation, and for the dialogue. Dear friends, Jan Karski Humanitarian Award ceremony is a perfect example of fruitful cooperation between Polish diaspora organizations on the one hand and American Jewish organization on the other. Furthermore, tonight's award ceremony is particularly important as the year 2014 has been chosen as the year of Jan Karski by the Polish Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, Szanowni Państwo, the committee, whose members are predominantly Catholic priests and rabbis, shows that Pope John Paul II was right when during his papacy he had encouraged a very difficult, complicated Polish-Jewish dialogue and Jewish-Christian dialogue. He believed this dialogue was necessary to overcome stereotypes and prejudices. Precisely for this reason, Pope John Paul II visited a synagogue in Rome. Imagine how long we have been waiting for this, 2,000 years. But it was such a short trip from Vatican to the synagogue in Rome, 37 minutes only. He prayed at the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem and considered anti-Semitism as sin and called the Jews as Christians brothers in faith. The importance and relevance of John Paul II assessment is further confirmed by the fact that earlier this year he has been declared a saint. The Polish Jewish Dialogue Committee is also an evidence that this understanding is achievable not only in the upper echelons of the political world, but also among the priests of small parishes and rabbis, not of the biggest Jewish congregation.
Polish-Jewish dialogue is not a new phenomenon. Right now we have an active group which started 5 years ago, but it was a continuation of something that goes back, let's say 30, 35 years. And it's a dialogue consisting of friends, people who know each other before the dialogue began. And there's something that we, who are participants in that dialogue, recognize as an essential factor in having a successful and effective dialogue. And that is to have trust and confidence in the people you are dialoguing with. So that we could become more familiar with the members of a dialogue committee, the impetus for the committee to start 5 years ago came from Rabbi Moses Birnbaum. And Rabbi Birnbaum, we thank you for steering us in the right direction because we're confident we are going the right way. But we have two co-chairs. We have the co-chair of the Polish side and the Jewish side. And the chairman of the Jewish portion of our dialogue committee is Jeff Gottlieb. Jeff? There's Jeff. Jeff is a great organizer and a guy who makes it easy to work together with on a joint goal. Stan Norwalk has been a big help to us. Stan, thank you. On the Polish side, the chairman of the Polish side of our dialogue committee is Mr. Chet Shareko, who will be later on the program. Chet, let the people see you. The dialogue, the idea of dialogue is, as I mentioned before, is not something that we decided on 5 years ago. We decided to continue something that has been in existence for many years. When Lech Wałęsa and Solidarity began their activity in Poland to try to get a new democratic government and freedom for the labor unions, at that time, the American Jewish Committee had already began in the late 1970s a dialogue that originated not in New York, but originated in the Midwest, in Detroit. And the participants in that original dialogue committee were the American Jew, under the sponsorship of the American Jewish Committee, and at that time, the Orchard Lake schools in Orchard Lake, Michigan, St. Mary's College and the Polish Seminary in Orchard Lake. And we joined in because from the Jewish side came a lot of support, sympathy for the Polish people during the time the strikes were taking place in Poland, and all of us were trying to get the story of the Polish Revolution, the bloodless revolution. We were trying to get it across, and that is when we started our participation in the Polish-Jewish dialogue. Now, some very important people took part in that dialogue. I recall maybe some of these names you know, particularly from the Jewish side. There was Rabbi Mark Tannenbaum, who was with the New York Board of Rabbis. There was Rabbi Jim Rudin. And in fact, we have a young man by the name of Mark Weissman, who represented the New York office of the Simon Wiesenthal Center and is now in California in a very high position there. And that dialogue lasted for many years. We terminated that maybe 7 or 8 years ago. And then there was another dialogue that was sprung up locally here in New York. And why was the need for a dialogue in 1990? The dialogue started then because of a situation in Auschwitz and a misunderstanding about the cross in Auschwitz. And it was an important dialogue because it allowed us to exchange ideas between Poles and Jews, which was very, very significant. So now we are at this point where we can look back and say our dialogue has been very constructive, very effective, and we want to continue it. And we I forgot to mention that the co-chair of the Jewish side, and he's in the other room there, is Jeff Gottlieb. Jeff? Okay, Jeff, you didn't let the people see you. Come out of hiding. All right, Jeff will say something, give you his impression of our dialogue committee.
It started off very small. It was in the Rabbi Birnbaum study at the Jewish Center of Kew Garden Hills. And we actually co-sponsored 3 International Holocaust Remembrance Days. 2 at Queens College, the first one at the synagogue. I think that the presence of a very reputable cantor, Saul Zim, helped us in the audience, get a few people out. And then we went and we did a few things outside of that. We honored Lech Kaczynski and what he had done. And the Consul General came from Manhattan to Queens, and she did speak, and the president of Queens College was there, Mr. Mulgrew, Dr. Mulgrew, and it was a very, very good. And we discussed what had happened and the sadness that we had felt towards a man who was pro-Israel and pro-Jewish and pro-integration of our forces. Another thing we did was a little bit radical. We had a seminar on a great Polish director who morally most of us really look down upon, but in terms of artistic intention and what he's done, Roman Polanski has done great films, cinema. His father was Jewish, his mother Catholic. His mother dies at Auschwitz, and his father survives the war. Interesting. And we had that, and there were several other things. Last year, we gave our Jan Karski Award to A.J. Benepi, who was a former Parks Commissioner. And this year, we split the award. Thank God. And it was Stan Norwalk's idea to go into Irena Sendler's background and to honor her. And of course, we have Jerry Marmelstein of the Flushing Jewish Community Council. Jerry, just stand up or smile or something. And Jerry and his wife Alicia have been very good. Where's Polina Koziak? Where is she? Polina. And she's done some great, there she is, a fantastic job that she has done for us. And of course, Monsignor Zenzian has done a superb, he's one of our chaplains. The other chaplain, of course, is Rabbi Birnbaum. And of course, we were greeted so warmly by Father Witold Mrozewski of Holy Cross Church. Father Witold? There he is. And he's the one you saw in the tablet pull out the banner that said Pope John Paul II Way. We named a street corner after the Pope. Interesting to note that a future saint held services at Holy Cross Church in Maspeth, Queens, slept over, walked the streets of our county. Fantastic person. And we owe much to him. And there are other things we're going to do in the future. But right now, we'll carry on with the program. Frank, thank you so very much.
Okay, Jeff.
All right.
If you are planning to go to Warsaw to visit the Jewish Museum, not far from the entrance of the Jewish Museum in Warsaw is a monument in which our organization, the Polish American Congress, participated in erecting and having it placed at the site of the old Warsaw Ghetto in 1995. And it is a monument devoted to Żegota. Now, Żegota was, in Polish, the code name for Rada Pomocy Żydom, Council for Aid to the Jews. And we had that monument there to remember the efforts of Polish people to help the Jewish people. And she's in the audience. I'd like to ask Bożena Urbanowicz-Gilbride to stand up and be recognized. So again, Poles and Jews have been living together in Poland for more than 800 years. And we've done a lot of dialoguing. It's needed, and we intend to continue. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our first song tonight will be Zaufaj Panu już dziś.
Jak się nie bać, powiedz jak, kiedy w strachu żyje świat. Zaufaj Panu już dziś. Jak uwierzyć, powiedz mi, kiedy już nie wierzę w nic. Zaufaj Panu już dziś.
Jak mam kochać, powiedz jak, kiedy rani mnie mój brat. Zaufaj Panu już dziś. Jak być dobrym, powiedz mi, kiedy świat jest taki zły. Zaufaj Panu już dziś. Zaufaj Panu już dziś. Zaufaj Panu już dziś. Zaufaj Panu już dziś. Zaufaj Panu już dziś.
Jak mam walczyć, powiedz jak, kiedy silnej woli brak. Zaufaj Panu już dziś. Jak pokonać własny grzech, kiedy pokus tyle jest. Zaufaj Panu już dziś.
Jak się cieszyć, powiedz mi, kiedy płyną gorzkie łzy. Zaufaj Panu już dziś. Jak do ładu z sobą dojść, kiedy siebie mam już dość. Zaufaj Panu już dziś. 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 Jak nie zbłądzić, powiedz mi, kiedy nie wiem dokąd iść. Zaufaj Panu już dziś. Jak nadzieję w sercu mieć, kiedy wszystko wali się. Zaufaj Panu już dziś. 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 Zaufaj Panu już dziś.
Zaufaj Panu.
Zaufaj Panu już dziś.
Zaufaj Panu.
Zaufaj Panu już dziś.
Zaufaj Panu.
Zaufaj Panu już dziś.
Our next song is Drugi Brzeg.
Tak jest mało czasu, mało dni. Serce bije tylko kilka chwil. Niespokojne czeka, wierci się. kiedy w końcu ty przytulisz je. Tak jest mało czasu, mało dni, serce bije tylko kilka chwil. Nie wiem, czy cię poznam, ale wiem, że na pewno ty rozpoznasz mnie. Zabierzesz mnie na drugi brzeg, za tobą będę do nieba biegł. Zabierzesz mnie na drugi brzeg, za tobą będę do nieba biegł. Nie jest wcale ciężko, kiedy wiem, że na końcu drogi spotkam cię. Chociaż było tyle trudnych dni, codziennie bliżej nieba warto żyć. Tak jest mało czasu, mało dni, serce bije tylko kilka chwil. Nie wiem, czy cię poznam, ale wiem, że na pewno ty rozpoznasz mnie. Zabierzesz mnie na drugi brzeg, za tobą będę do nieba biegł. Zabierzesz mnie na drugi brzeg, za tobą będę do nieba biegł.
Mijają godziny, mija czas, szukam cię na niebie podsłuch gwiazd. Nie wiem, czy cię poznam, ale wiem, że na pewno ty rozpoznasz mnie.
Zabierzesz mnie na drugi brzeg, za tobą będę do nieba biegł. Zabierzesz mnie na drugi brzeg, za tobą będę do nieba biegł. Zabierzesz mnie na drugi brzeg, za tobą będę do nieba biegł. Zabierzesz mnie na drugi brzeg, za tobą będę do nieba biegł.
The next song is Zgadzam się.
Tak, tak, zgadzam się, mówię tak, bo kocham cię. Tak, tak, zgadzam się, mówię tak. Tak, tak, zgadzam się, mówię tak, bo kocham cię. Tak, tak, zgadzam się, mówię tak.
A ja pragnę śpiewać to, co mi dyktuje serce. Oto mój przekaz, czy chcesz słyszeć więcej? Czy może rosnąć drzewo bez korzeni? Bez modlitwy twoje życie się nie zmieni. To co stare mija, nowe zbliża się. Noc się posunęła, staje nowy dzień. Teraz wiem, że mnie kochasz, znów to się patrzy w przyszłość. Nie ma tego złego, co na dobre by nie wyszło.
Tak, tak, zgadzam się, mówię tak, bo kocham cię. Tak, tak, zgadzam się, mówię tak. Tak, tak, zgadzam się, mówię tak, bo kocham cię. Tak, tak, zgadzam się, mówię tak.
A ja chcę śpiewać pieśni najwyższemu, oddawać chwałę Bogu jedynemu. Po każdej nocy przecież zawsze staje dzień. Dzięki, że znowu obudziłem się. A tu walka o duszę między dobrym a złem, walka w sercu między nocą a dniem. Wiem, doprowadzimy tę sprawę do końca, na tej planecie ciężej od słońca.
Tak, tak, zgadzam się, mówię tak, bo kocham cię. Tak,
oto mój przekaz, czy chcesz słyszeć więcej? Czy może rosnąć drzewo bez korzeni? Bez modlitwy twoje życie się nie zmieni. To co stare mija, nowe zbliża się. Noc się posunęła, staje nowy dzień. Teraz wiem, że mnie kochasz, znów to się patrzy w przyszłość. Nie ma tego złego, co na dobre by nie wyszło.
Tak, tak, zgadzam się. Mówię tak, bo kocham cię. Tak, tak, zgadzam się. Mówię tak. Tak, tak, zgadzam się. Mówię tak, bo kocham cię. Tak, tak, zgadzam się. Mówię tak.
Now we will sing David.
Ty Boży Duch wypełnia mnie jak Dawid, klaskać chcę. Ty Boży Duch wypełnia mnie jak Dawid, śpiewać chcę. Jak Dawid, jak Dawid, jak Dawid, śpiewać chcę. Jak Dawid, jak Dawid, jak Dawid, śpiewać chcę. Ty Boży Duch wypełnia mnie jak Dawid, klaskać chcę. Ty Boży Duch wypełnia mnie jak Dawid, klaskać chcę. Jak Dawid, jak Dawid, jak Dawid, klaskać chcę. Jak Dawid, jak Dawid, jak Dawid, klaskać chcę. Ty Boży Duch wypełnia mnie jak Dawid, wielbić chcę. Ty Boży Duch wypełnia mnie jak Dawid, wielbić chcę. Jak Dawid, jak Dawid, jak Dawid, wielbić chcę. Jak Dawid, jak Dawid, jak Dawid, wielbić chcę. Ty Boży Duch wypełnia mnie jak Dawid, skakać chcę. Ty Boży Duch wypełnia mnie jak Dawid, skakać chcę. Jak Dawid, jak Dawid, jak Dawid, skakać chcę. Jak Dawid, jak Dawid, jak Dawid, skakać chcę.
Our last song is We Are the World.
When we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one, there are people dying. Oh, it is time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can go on pretending day by day that someone somehow will soon make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need.
We are the world. We are the children. We
if you just believe, there's no way we can fall. Let us realize that a change can only come when we stand together as one.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world.
We are the world.
We are the children.
We are the children.
We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world.
We are the world.
We are the children.
We are the children.
We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world.
We are the world.
We are the children.
We are the children.
We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, make a better day. Just you and me.
Good evening, all of you, and it's delightful to be here, particularly after hearing this inspirational band. It gave me a thrill as much as I experienced when I came here just a while ago and I saw the statue of Jan Karski below playing chess. I've been here a number of times, and I have played chess with Jan Karski, but I must admit that each time he beat me. And one of these days, maybe I'll be a winner. But Jan Karski, of course, is a very special person in my life and in the life of all Polonia and all the Jewish community. Because a number of years ago, as a member of the Polish American Congress, the former Consul General, Krzysztof Kasprzyk, asked the Polish American Congress, the downstate division, if they would help him or maybe seek a way where we could bring Jan Karski to New York City. They had a statue of Jan Karski in Washington, D.C., and he wanted to have a type of a symbol here in New York City as well, thinking in terms of having a corner named the Jan Karski Corner and having a statue planted in front of the Consul General's office. He came to the downstate division of the Polish American Congress because at that time we were very much engaged in mainstreaming into the political process. We were actively involved in getting together with various political organizations. We became very friendly with the legislatures on the federal side, state and local side, and we knew quite a few people. And we thought perhaps we could be of some support to the Consul General in looking for the possibility of having this corner named the Jan Karski Corner. So we embarked on this mission. We had to travel the treacherous waters of politics and bureaucracy in New York City, and we navigated quite well. We spoke to a number of people, and we had some people who felt it would be a great idea. One of them was Marty Markowitz, who was the borough president of Brooklyn. he thought that Greenpoint would be the ideal place for a statue or whatever the case may be, a corner named in honor of Jan Karski. We thought of Jan Karski of having a higher level of involvement with a more important aspect of New York City, namely the island of Manhattan. And we convinced the particular community board that was in charge of assigning a street corner designation in Community Board 4. We went to a meeting of Community Board 4 and we spoke with them. And we knew we would succeed because at the desk of the committee chairperson was the story of Jan Karski. He had the book in front of him, and I said, Frank, I think we're all set to go. And I don't think anybody would vote against having a Jan Karski corner established on 37th Street and Madison Avenue. It was approved by the community board, and now we have not only a corner named in Jan Karski's honor, but we have a statue. And it would be a wonderful thing for all of you with a camera to go down, sit down, and take a picture of Jan Karski, a real hero of the Polish and Jewish communities. We're particularly proud of the fact that we were engaged in bringing together, because later during our working with the Polish-Jewish Dialogue Committee, we understand how important it is that we develop aspects of brotherhood and camaraderie between these two groups. And we have been doing that right along. And we have continued the process, as you know. Jeff told you that we had honored last year the Parks Commissioner, and we plan to have honored in the future, as we have this time, a Jewish personality and a Polish personality. And so after discussion, who do we select for the honorees? We selected Irena Sendler, and we have the rabbi who is also, we congratulated him just a while ago. So it's my job now to make a presentation of a plaque, a beautiful plaque, a certification that would show us the kind of legacy left behind by Jan Karski. We knew that Irena Sendler had saved hundreds of people, and boys and girls, young children. But she really couldn't have done this without the support of the Polish government in exile in London, that they made arrangements with Zakotran to provide shelter. They entered nunneries and other places of refuge. And so we thought that the recipient of the Irena Sendler Award would go to the Polish government. And who was better qualified to receive the award on behalf of the Polish government than our Consul General. Eva Juncek-Ziomecka has been a champion for Polish principles here in America. The Polish Americans who live here, reside here, have really been quite helped tremendously by her letters to the editor, her strong support of the different organizations of Polonia. She attends meetings, goes to functions. She's very visible, and she has really reached into the hearts of Polonia, of the Polish Americans, not only here in New York City, but throughout the country. So the Polish-Jewish Dialogue Committee has selected you, Eva Juncek-Ziomecka, to be the recipient on behalf of the Polish government as the highest level official here in New York City. We are honored at the present time to make a presentation. We have it's the Jan Karski Humanitarian Award 2014. Irena Sendler, 1910-2008, a young Polish Catholic social worker operating within a German Nazi-controlled state, saved hundreds of Jewish children from the Warsaw Ghetto. Risking her family's and her own life, she became a symbol of the courageous and righteous Christians devoted to keep alive Jewish civilization in Europe. The Polish Jewish Dialogue Committee and Downstate Division, Polish American Congress, and the Queens Jewish Historical Society. The Polish Jewish Dialogue Committee feel very strongly that one of the most important things that we can do as Poles and Jews in the United States is maintain a strong rapport, a sense of brotherhood that has to be not only established more firmly, but continued and advanced here in America. And I think that you have been a champion of this, Eva, I know that, a champion of developing relationships between the Jews and the Poles. And it's my pleasure to present this award to you for the Polish government.
For Irena Sendler.
Say a few words.
Dear friends, this is the award for Irena Sendler. I have the privilege to accept this award and send it to Poland. Thank you very much. And I want to ask you, who of you ever met Irena Sendler? 1, 2, who else? 3 people. Well, I had this privilege and I was lucky to meet her. And I wish each of you will be lucky to meet such a person as Irena Sendler. I feel really moved that in my hands is this plaque that we would celebrate, commemorate, and remember Irena Sendler and follow her. But fortunately, I hope not in such a terrible circumstances as it was during the Second World War. Thank you very much, Chad. Thank you.
Poland is what we call it in Yiddish. The first Jews to settle there a millennium ago associated the country's name with 2 similar sounding Hebrew words, po and lin. And translated into English, it means here rest. After centuries of persecutions, expulsions, blood libels, forced conversions, and massacres in Western and Central Europe, Poland became the best place for Jews to dwell in all the continent for hundreds of years. It remained that way until modern times. That is essentially why the Republic of Poland, between the 2 world wars, had the largest Jewish community in Europe, 3,300,000, 10% of the total population, with, in addition, hundreds of thousands more in lands that had once belonged to Greater Poland before partition. It has been noted that most Jews in America have ancestral links to Poland. I know I do. I still have my father's Polish passport issued by the Republic of Poland in the 1930s. My mother was born in a district of the Russian Empire that had been part of historic Poland-Lithuania before the first partition. For too long, the glorious history of Polish Jews and their contribution to Poland has not taken its rightful place in the consciousness of Jews and Gentiles alike. Among the attempts to remedy this deficiency has been the creation of a great new museum of Polish Jewish history in Warsaw, an institution that owes much to the efforts and energies of our own beloved Consul General. In her previous position as Assistant to the President of Poland, in which capacity I had the honor of meeting her in Warsaw many years ago. Additionally, the Polish government and this Consulate General in particular, since the fall of communism, has expended and continues to expend significant efforts to mount events of Polish Jewish interest. This, As you've heard, the second year that the Polish-Jewish Dialogue of New York is presenting the Jan Karski Award, we made the decision to honor two most worthy recipients, each representing another community within Poland, the Jewish minority of pre-war Poland, as well as the Roman Catholic majority. Rabbi Joseph Potasnik is the American-born son of two Polish-Jewish Holocaust survivors. It has been my good fortune to know him as colleague and friend for over 3 decades. He is a Renaissance man among rabbis, having distinguished himself in the pulpit in Brooklyn Heights, in administering the largest rabbinic organization of its kind, the New York Board of Rabbis, presiding over the longest-running radio program on WABC AM for over a quarter century, but most as an attorney, as the compassionate and courageous Jewish chaplain of New York's bravest, the NYFD, the fire department, and as was alluded to earlier, he played a central role in healing this city after 9/11. As an attorney and most of all, as a towering figure promoting interreligious and interethnic understanding in our region and beyond. Jan Karski of blessed memory, whom I had the singular honor of meeting shortly before his passing in this very building, was the modern embodiment of what Poles, I've learned, term the Jagiellonian ideal, a universalistic commitment to humane values and an appreciation of national, cultural, and religious diversity. That we honor Rabbi Joseph Potasnik this night with this award is altogether fitting and appropriate, for he is not only a son of Poland by ancestry, but also lives by those very same universalistic humane values, having made a positive difference promoting mutual understanding among diverse groups and faiths. May he continue to do so and go from strength to strength. As we say in Yiddish, the Mama Lashon, the mother tongue of Polish Jewry, mit Gottes Help bis 120, with God's help for 120 years. Rabbi Potasnik. Let me get the other part. The Jan Karski Humanitarian Award 2014, 5,774 since creation, is presented to Rabbi Joseph Potasnik, the Executive Vice President of the New York Board of Rabbis, who has spent decades promoting Jewish outreach to religious and ethnic groups in order to further understanding and amity. Yasher Kayach.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi Birnbaum, not only for tonight, but for the many years of friendship. It's said a friendship is one of the nicest gifts you can give yourself. I have received that gift with all of your love and loyalty, so thank you so much. Madam Consul General, Deputy Consul General, Monsignor, so many good friends here tonight from the different communities. Firstly, as I walked in, I was so touched by a friend, Harry Wall, who came over to me and said, I'm here tonight to see the Federer match on the screen. So I hope you're here for the presentation, not for the tennis match, number one. Number two, I would turn to the Deputy Consul General during the singing of these kids. And by the way, what a great sacrifice for you to be here tonight. This is the first day of school, and to think that they would come here tonight as well shows your love. But I would turn to him for explanations, and for an interesting reason. He told me that one of the songs was, I Will Follow You to the Other Side of the River. And I'm glad you told me that, because years ago, there was a preacher who stood up to speak, and he said, if it were in my power, I would take all the liquor in the state of New York and pour it into the river. And everybody yelled, amen. And he said, if it were in my power, I'd take all the liquor in this country and I pour it into the river. And again, a resounding amen. And seeing that he had the audience with him, he said, and if I had it in my power, I would take all the liquor in this world and throw it into the river. And everybody yelled, amen. And then after he finished speaking, the choir leader got up and he said to the congregation, would you all join us in singing that wonderful hymn, Come Let Us Gather at the River. Let me say to all of you here, years ago, a woman came to my office named Klaudia Kaczynska, young woman who came from Zdunska Wola, where my family also came from, near Łódź. And she said to me that she was involved in an interesting project. She was Christian, and she organized a group of Christians to oversee the cleanliness, the dignity of cemeteries in the Zdunska Wola area. Now, they were all volunteers. And I said to her, why do you do this? And she said to me very simply, what else should we do? I think years ago of reading about the Roslan family, Polish Catholic family, who hid 2 Jewish children during the Holocaust. One of the Roslan kids, Christian child obviously, was stricken with scarlet fever, and then all of the others were infected with scarlet fever. Now, they wouldn't allow Jewish kids, of course, to a hospital. It was great danger to their lives. So what happened? The Roslan family took their son, Yurik, to the hospital, received the medication, and then divided the medication amongst all the kids, Jewish and Christian. If you were to ask the Roslans why they did that, they would say very simply, what else should we do? My parents came here after the war. They lost 5 children. They arrived in Lynn, Massachusetts, the first group to greet them, to help them find a new life, were the nuns of St. Mary's Church of Lynn, Massachusetts. Every year, those nuns would come to the Passover Seder in my parents' home. If you would ask those nuns, why did you do it? They would also answer, what else should we do? Many of you are familiar with the biblical vision of Ezekiel, who saw the dry bones. They came to life, and then we discuss what happened to those bones. Some say they lived for a few moments and then expired. Others say, no, they lived longer. Those bones were resurrected and became builders of the state of Israel. And we, as children of survivors, what do we say? We say we're descendants of those bones. So therefore, I come here tonight with much gratitude. And I say to all of you, we have a responsibility. If you go into the UN, there's a tapestry entitled Progress, a very strange title for the United Nations. But when you look at the tapestry, there's a blank space. And what does it say with that blank space? That we're not finished. So I would say to you, this Polish-Jewish Dialogue Committee, all the people here of different backgrounds and beliefs, and by the way, we have Jews and Christians, we have a young man here who's with the Turkish community of Muslim faith. So let us recognize that we also have to say, we must do more. And when people ask us why, what should we answer? What else can we do? Thank you so much.
We would be pleased to send a complimentary DVD of this program to anyone who wishes to support Shalom TV with a tax-deductible gift of $36, double high or more, to the nonprofit organization Jewish Education in Media. Simply visit the Shalom TV website homepage and click on the Donate button to make a donation by PayPal or your credit card. And please indicate the program for which you would like a DVD. Or you can send your tax-deductible check made out to GEM, Post Office Box 180, Riverdale Station, Bronx, New York 10471. And again, please remember to indicate which program you would like to receive on DVD with our compliments. And we thank you for your kind support.